What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and welcome to a video where I kind of describe something more so that happened in the first update of the Maple Live patch, and that is the revamp to GPQ. I put quotations for PQ because it's no longer a party quest, it's solo now. So one of the main issues before the Maple Live patch that next I wanted to address is that for GPQ, everybody, like a lot of people in the guild, it'd be up to maybe 100 plus people in some of the more popular guilds, they would all have to show up at the exact same time and spend at least half an hour organizing parties and then going to GPQ and then actually, killing the boss to get the most amount of points to get, good skill points for their guilds. It started to get really irritating for a lot of people considering it was literally every single week. It ended up being content that they didn't really want to do anymore because it took so long and it just ended up being so boring. You're basically in there attacking just this punching bag for 10 to 12 minutes once you pass all the stages, and people just got really sick and tired of it. So what Nexon did to address it, it's decent for, I feel like it's good for everybody, but bad for some people, is they decided to make GPQ an individual thing, something you could do on your own time, all day, every day throughout the week, except for 11 p.m. Sunday night to 1 a.m. Monday morning. That 2 hours, it's going to be down, checking all the rankings and stuff. And that's basically just how that works now. It's bad for more of the support users because, like, support was, like, such a key job to have, or key classes to have in the actual GPQ itself, because there were characters like Bishop or Battle Mage or Zero that were really helpful in GPQ, but weren't exactly very strong on their own. Well, Battle Mage is strong now because of the final damage buff they received. But besides that, it's kind of bad for them, but they probably won't do anything to address that. It just is what it is. They just want everybody to do GPQ on their own time now. And honestly, personally, I'm fine with that. Some other people might not, but that's just how I like it. So today, I'm going to be recording my GPQ run and showing you guys my score, and then showing off some tips for my fellow Dark Knight players so they get to test out whenever the new GPQ content ends up coming to their server. I know it's not called GPQ anymore, but I'm gonna still call it GPQ because that's what it's been called for the past year and a half. So, so be it. If there is anything I need to bring up before getting started, is that whenever you speak to this NPC and you go inside the Culvert, you lose all of your currently active buffs. So do not buff in this map. If you buff in this map, you will regret it, because the moment you press this button and go in, all of your buffs will be erased. You have to buff in the map after you talk to this NPC. Also, another thing I want to address is for the first month that this was released, you were able to use your guild skills in the boss fight, so like these down here, but you can no longer do that anymore because they wanted to keep the rankings fair. Because let's say like the rank 1 and the rank 2 guild pretty much got like the exact same points. Maybe the rank 1 guild is a little bit higher, but if the rank 2 guild tried like harder, they'd be able to beat them. Well, the rank 1 guild is rewarded with more skill points than the rank 2 guild, and if they were to use their guild skills in GPQ all the time, while rank 2 had to use their weaker guild skills, then it would kind of be obvious that rank 1 would just get first place every week and there would just be no more competition for that. So that's why they removed the usage of guild skills. Honestly, very smart play. Some people might not like it, but I think it was needed for competition between certain guilds. Not like I really think there is any, but it just is how it is. I feel like the rank 1 guild is probably currently far above rank 2. If I look at the rankings, let me go find them. Yeah, it appears that the first 2 guilds in Luna are very close to each other. This first guild is a widely recognized guild. It's the same guild that one cannon shooter that was in that cleared Saren. I said that completely wrong. The one cannon shooter that cleared Saren was in. Pretty much the entire party of the first Saren clear is in this guild. I don't really know too many people from the second guild, honestly. It just seems like they're strong because, of the amount of points that they have. But yeah, these two are pretty close together, and if this guild had more skill points than this guild, which of course they do, then they would be dominating more so than the rank 2 guild. So to put it on an equal footing, they're not really dominating as much, but apparently it still appears that they are currently the better guild right now. But anyway, enough talk about that. I'm about to go in. This is a 2-minute fight. It's basically exactly like Punch King. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some tips and tricks that I can use as a Dark Knight. Of course, like I said in my last video, the one thing that you will need is a health cut ring, because this will be vital for using reincarnation. So with that, you also don't want to have like auto buff on or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and enter. Also, if there's anything I might want to do, I might have to adjust my V matrix because I completely forgot about that. There's some skills on here that I don't need. All right, let's make our way through. There's the prompt when you enter. They have it in like big letters too. All of your buffs are going to be removed. Please, be aware of that. So you enter, and you have a 2-minute time frame to where you can use all the buffs that you need. So that's what I'm going to do. I have all my buffs saved up. You can bring whatever buffs you'd like to bring. I feel like I definitely overbuff for this shit, but for the maximum amount of points, I gotta do what I gotta do. So that is completely fine. Let me use this. Echo. I hope Echo should be good. Yeah, we're good. And then no guild skills, so that'd be about it. So as a Dark Knight, how to manage the process of the health cut ring. Let me take off Hyper Body. Here, I think Hyper Body's on auto. Okay, no Hyper Body needed. We're going to take this off, and then we are going to use the health cut ring. And then once we use that, I'm going to go ahead and kill it, and then use my buffs again, Hyper Body. One other thing I want to use, I have all my buffs on already. I want to use, I need to switch out to the Roar. We'll go ahead and use this. Then some decent skills to further decrease our HP. So we are down to basically 1% of our health. I guess I'll use combo orders after I enter the fight and die. So I want to make sure my toggle is on so I don't accidentally die in the fight, because that would be really embarrassing. But anyway, we are ready. We are going to go in. So the boss actually does a lot of touch damage, percentage-wise, obviously. So we are going to get hit and then die to that. If it doesn't miss, because, it is sort of dependent on that. And let's begin. So ideally, I don't want to pop any of my burst skills at all. So stage 5. I still have over a minute left. I can use my 1-minute skills right now, actually. I only have Maple Warrior on. That's embarrassing. Use some of my buffs here and there. I'll probably go ahead and use Will skill right around now. The cast of Dark Spear should do the trick. 20 seconds left on this. Honestly, I don't even know if I did this optimally or not. I use a Roar. Cycle now. Because if you're using Fatal Strike, it also depends if you can time it well with that or not as well. The last hit of Cyclone, do that. You sacrifice again. Basically have enough for the rest of the fight. And then I'll just be chilling with that. After reincarnation is over, I'm going to have to use Body of Steel. And then basically with that, I'm actually going to be taking damage from here on out. And with the amount of damage that I take with Body of Steel, I get an extra 3% damage per tick, which goes up to about let me see here. I don't have time to read it. I think it's like 7 at my current level. So far, my score is okay. I'm not sure if I'll make it to 3,000 or not. I think, okay, I have 1 Dark Sphere cast left, I'm pretty sure. So 3,000 should be possible. Okay, we get 3,000. 3.1? Don't waste time using Sacrifice again. 3,108. Wow, I actually did it. Okay. Let me go ahead and take that, or just, go ahead and end that. But yeah, that is basically GPQ in a nutshell. Of course, my fellow Dark Knight brothers having that HP cut. Honestly, you may not even need it. It just makes things a lot easier. You just need to find a way to bring your health down really low to where you can take just, a certain amount of damage from the guild boss in order to die, use reincarnation, and then just attack however you need to attack. Of course, he'll end up missing on you a couple of times. You know, sometimes if you're lucky, you'll get hit on the first tick and then you can use it and then start sooner. But you might have to just deal with not being able to attack for a little bit. But for the 30% final damage for like up to a minute and a half, it is most certainly worth it. It is definitely most certainly worth it. So I have to say my damage was decent. I did 30% with Gungnir. I did a total of 9.3 trill. That's actually the highest amount of points I've gotten without guild skills. I think last week I got 2.9. So to see 3.1 was definitely an improvement. But you got Gungnir sitting at 30%, Dark Spear 22, or Cyclone and Darkness Aura at 19 and 10, and then Beholder, 2 Beholders basically add up to about 9%. Or Weapon at 4, Spider at 4 almost, and then the rest is finalist. But yeah, that's generally it. Before I end it off, I just want to say that you are able to see the amount of participation that your guild members do in your guild. So if you got somebody not doing shit for a week, then you can be like, okay, you don't have access to guild skills anymore because you're not participating in any of the guild content required to get guild skills, so we're gonna take them bitches out. So the first tab here is weekly points. You can get up to 5 weekly points per week. How you get these weekly points depends on the amount of mobs you kill and the bosses you fight. The boss points work exactly like Neo cores. Every boss you kill, weekly boss you kill, will determine a certain amount of points that are the exact same amount of point as you are getting Neo cores. For example, Chaos Vellum is 20 Neo cores. It'll be worth 20 boss points for the guild. For 1 weekly point, you need either 80 weekly boss points or 5,000 weekly monster points. So killing 5,000 mobs is equal to 1 point. You can cap it out by just mobbing for 25,000 mobs, or if you only boss, you can cap it out by getting 400 boss points. That's what these are for. These help go towards your guild skills as well, so make sure you do that. The second one is Shernian, the Underground Culvert, GPQ. Basically, it all depends on the performance that your guild members do, and then your total, or the points that show up in the ranking, will just be like all of the entire guild's total points added up. And then the same exact thing goes with Flag Race. Flag Race was changed to where you complete it and you get 100 points by default if you go at like a really slow time. But the faster you are at a certain race, the more points you get, up to 1,000. 100 is basically the participation reward for the guild. For me, I get 100 on my characters because this is such a really difficult race right now. The new Midnight race is extremely hard, at least for me. I haven't gotten used to it yet, and it just makes me sad every time I do it. So that's that. But anyway, there is a new race, like I said, Midnight, and then there's still the day race and then the sunset race. The sunset race is a little different. I'm not sure when or if I'll get into the flag races on my channel, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But that's about it. So in terms of skill point distribution, for flag race, the rank 1 guild gets 25 points, then it gradually goes down. You know, 10% gets 16, 10 to 20 gets 14, 20 to 30 gets 12, and then, you know, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If your guild gets at least 1,000 points for flag race, you are guaranteed to get 5 Noblesse points. So it's basically 5 plus whatever you get on the your percentage. So this guild is currently ranked 21 flag race. So because we are at 21, the amount of SP we get from flag race will be, oh, I guess it's just gonna be 12. Okay, so forget what I said about that. GPQ, it's the same thing. You need at least a guaranteed 500 points for the guild to get 5 SP, and then the last of it comes from weekly points. So if the guild gets 200 weekly points, then you get 10 SP. So we currently are at 139, which is a bit of a low amount, but I believe that's 6. So if somebody brings us up to 140, then we'll end up having 7 points from that. So Unlike the pre-Maple Live update, the participation reward and the percentage reward for SP does not stack at all. For flag, you get up to 25. For GPQ, you get up to 25. And for weekly points, you get up to 10. But that's it for now. Like I said, if I do cover the flag races, it might not be for a little bit. Who even knows? That's only if I decide to cover them or not. That's how I'm personally feeling. But that's it. Appreciate y'all watching the video if you made it this far. And I will see you guys in the next one.